Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Jupiter Jazz, and I hope everybody has been having a great one, a great weekend. Today, I wanted to bring you guys a little bit of Omno. It's a new video game that I found on the PlayStation Store. It was like a gigabyte, so I thought it would be okay for it to be in the background, something that I wanted to kind of try out for the first time, kind of like the Enter the Gungeon, but this time this is going to be the second part for the conversations. Really, I just wanted to rant about anything that came to mind, and then I just start like snowballing my thoughts. I think one bad habit that I have when it comes to doing these podcast commentary type videos is first that I do a lot of like pausing. I think that I think too much, if that makes sense. So I'll say something and then I just go and then instead of naturally letting it flow, I kind of just start pausing too much, or I start not liking the way that I'm pacing myself throughout the conversation. So it's very hard for me to do those just straight like the 15 minutes, because that's how I usually do them. I kind of do it like in one go. I don't like to be editing as much as I would want to be editing. So I pretty much just go ahead and free ball it, and I always switch it no matter what. So you already know how that goes. I'm like Steph Curry, baby. So today I was trying this new game called Omno. This first level was called The Light, and I was just pretty much exploring the whole world. I had some conversations within myself when I was pretty much watching this whole like gameplay, and the things that really stood out to me was just the scenery and the world in general, like the art style that they took with it. I feel like this was um, a very inspiring type of video game for me, because I think it takes a lot for somebody to be able to create such great ideas in their head and try to make them into life, and I think that's something that I've always loved and respected about video games, mainly because you're in somebody's world basically, and you're playing in their world, and this is something that just came from a thought. It came from thought processes, and then they became um, into paper brainstorming and everything, and then they're starting with the coding and the software, and then the art direction that they took with it, and all those hours that the animators have to put in. It's very mind-boggling, but it's something that I feel always interested me. I spoke about being in college, and the major that I am doing for college is computer science. So basically, I just want to create video games once I'm out of college, and I feel that I've gained enough knowledge throughout that time. And college, I think, in itself is a very weird experience, because it's everybody has their own paths. People start and finish right, like how it's supposed to be with the timeline, and they're already at their goal at such a young age. I don't know if that creates burnouts or whatnot, but I know there's a lot of people that start late, or like not only start late, like they stay stagnant, or they go ahead and take a break. And college in itself is such a difficult task. So I think anybody that's even attempted it, or even thought about wanting to do college, or even the ones that already finished, because I know graduation was maybe not even a week ago. So congratulations to everybody that did graduate, because it's not easy, man. It's not easy to just go ahead and try to build a whole career path when you're this young, trying to figure life out at the same time. So I think the way that I viewed this gameplay was more so like getting myself lost into this world, this majestic world that I like the color palette on it and everything. It's very beautiful. I think these type of video games are games that I end up enjoying the most when you get to just kind of explore and just get lost in the whole world without any problems. You know, like you get to solve some puzzles. It it's not too stress inducing or nothing. You're just pretty much enjoying the world, and I feel that throughout my whole college career, um, I wasn't gonna do I wasn't gonna do video game like designing, or not even designing. It's like development. I don't know. It's the same thing, I guess. But I pretty much want to code video games. Maybe if I get into like the animation, and if I get to learn, like my ideal thing is that I learn everything. Like that I learn how to do the animation, that I learn how to do, I don't know, the scripting on it, everything, like that I'm well rounded and suited for these type of things. But that's kind of like the angle throughout finishing college and everything. It's gonna it's gonna be a difficult process throughout that whole time, because it's a lot of like self teaching myself since I do online. And I think that's one of the reasons that I got so into like the YouTube channel, because it's gonna bring so many opportunities, and the fact that I'm able to do games that I've always wanted to try, and and the way that I'm able to edit them and come out with the product where people are gonna generally enjoy it, and maybe be able to relax and watch with me, even conversate with me, even know who I am, like putting myself out there. It's a newfound hobby that I started enjoying a lot recently, and I'm glad that I've been able to be somewhat how do I put it, like consistent, but not, I'm not really, because uh, I don't upload every single day. But I'm very proud that I'm able to put out a couple of videos every few days, every other weekend. I'm at least putting out something weekly, and that gives me some sort of drive and some sort of balance within myself, because you could also gas yourself out and burn yourself out with the constant grind as well. You know, we gotta, at least me, I'm 22, about to turn 23, and I already feel, I felt mentally old, but in reality I recently started feeling like I need to start being my own age. You know, my I need to still be enjoying myself with video games. I need to still enjoy things without needing to feel like I gotta have a fucking home. I need to have all these things that like people put on social medias, and you think you're so far behind because you're halfway through, without realizing that everybody's career path is different. Like it's gonna take a different amount of time to do a different type of career, and especially if you're like semester to semester, like some you fail, some you don't. Life hits you a different way sometimes, and it's not necessarily your fault either. So that's kind of like what I go back to with, everybody has their own path. There's no right or wrong. Just enjoy yourself and really get into your passions. And I feel that's something that throughout college I didn't know what I was gonna do with coding. I just knew there were so many opportunities with it. At first, I was kind of not wanting to do video game designing or development, because sometimes it doesn't bring as much money, but especially like for indie people, like the indie games and smarter studios, it's hard to compete with like AAA and like and monopolies and all that stuff. But honestly, dude, people are gonna enjoy it because they enjoy it, and I think that's what makes a person happy, not the money, not what comes with it, you know, just purely because you enjoy it. And I feel that's gonna be a passion project of mine. I'm not sure. I haven't started on any type of actual video game that I would want to do. I have somewhat of an idea, what kind of direction I want to do, but not a full on thing. But there's, I think, so much years for me to still wait and not sit on it, more so let it build, be patient with it, and hopefully one day I can, man. Hopefully one day I can, and if not, I'm not gonna be beating myself up every single time, you know. I'm gonna be learning new skills throughout that whole time, and that's what college is. That's what the whole university experience is. To be learning and to grow from it. I mean, sometimes you don't even take the stuff that you learn from school on the jobs that you end up being. So at the end of the day, is just try to find yourself throughout that whole time, and know what you want to do as like a career path. I don't see YouTube as a way to have a career, mainly because I feel like there was so much competition. Like a lot of gamers and everybody wants to be a streamer nowadays and all that stuff. So it takes a very lucky few to really make it to that point, you know, and being consistent with it, and not gassing yourself out. With me, I feel I'm just taking it as I go. I'm not really trying to force anything. Um, I just kind of like having conversations with y'all. I like to edit whenever I get decent gameplays and all that stuff. So it's not something that's completely forced or something that I have to put out there, you know, because I need to make it out. I need to get all this money and this and that, you know. I think life is way more than just that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree. And if you don't, it's okay. I mean, people have their opinions. It's okay to feel different or to have different opinions with others. I feel like that's one of the things that I'm gonna look forward to when building a whole like video game, because if I do end up working with other people, like you're gonna have so many disagreements and, oh, I want to go this direction, oh, I want to go this direction, but it takes people to be understanding whenever you're in the workspace, and I think that's what's gonna make me very successful within that workspace, because I'll be able to adapt to people and also stand my ground if I want some creative direction to go this way or that way, or I feel like the people are gonna enjoy this or that more, you know, because I'm coming from a whole gamer perspective, you know. A lot of people that are playing these AAA games are so tired of it because they're never listening to fan bases, this and that, you know, because at the end of the day, it's a company. They're trying to generate money. They see it as a business standpoint. So whenever I got to play Cuphead and the way the game came about and how they built it and everything, like Cuphead is one of my favorite games ever. I think I should make a video on it one day, and for sure, because Cuphead is one of the games that gave me like a lot of inspiration to keep like pushing forward to do that as a career as a video game developer, because because it was literally just a dream of some people that didn't even like, their life didn't even go the direction that they wanted to, and even then they didn't call it quits. They just went back to it. They went to the drawing board, and they put all their heart and soul into it, and learned skills, and it's possible to do it if you really have like the passion for it. It's kind of like how I was talking about in the first conversations video, where I was saying that people are gonna see like you being genuine about a passion of yours. People are gonna see you're putting your soul into either music, your art. Like, people see the hard work that you put in, the hours of practice, you know. And I feel that shouldn't stop anybody from ever achieving any goal. Like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let outside voices. Don't overthink. Just let it be, and enjoy what you're doing. Like, always be proud of yourself. Like, you're gonna be the only person at the end of the day that's gonna be proud of all the goals you accomplish, because you're the one that is setting them, you know. So hopefully this was a pretty decent conversation with y'all. um I'm getting near like the end of the video, so I'm slowly gonna start wrapping it up. Um, Pause. Pause. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna jump on the booger and probably call it quits. Uh, and after this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and say thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Peace.